The 14th of July 1789. The French Revolution.
On the morning of the 14th of July 1789, King Louis XIV sent troops to the city. And you all know that rumors spread like wildfire. Like this, a rumor spread that King XVI ordered the army to open fire upon the citizens. After hearing this rumor, people were angry out of fear and were not quiet, so nearly 7,000 men and women gathered in the front of a town hall and they decided to form a people's militia. The government ordered to fire the people, so people broke into the government buildings. Finally, nearly 100 people marched towards the prison in the eastern part of the city. They had stormed the fortress prison of the Bastille and killed the commanders and released the prisoners. And the most important thing is, most of them hated Bastille. Do you know why? It's because it stood for the despotic power of king. The fortress was demolished and their anger went to such an extent that they sold the stone fragments of the fort in the market and many people brought it. It was sold to the people who wished to keep it as a souvenir of its destruction. This rioting continues for many days, which led to the execution of the king. So the question is, why the king ordered his soldiers to attack his own people and why did it happen? So before knowing why French Revolution began, we have to know about the king and the government of France. The king of France was Louis XVI and he ascended the throne in the year 1774. He is of Bourbon family, and when he was 20 years old he was married to the Austrian princess Marie Antoinette. So when the king ascended the throne, the treasury was empty due to long years of war which drained the financial resources of France. And upon this most of the money was spent on the maintenance of extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. When Louis XVI became the king, he helped 13 American colonies to gain independence from their common enemy Britain. This war added nearly 1 billion livres to the debt and had already raised to more than 2 billion livres. The lenders who gave the state credit had charged 10% interest on loans. So to meet these expenses, the government had no other go, rather than increasing the taxes. In the 18th century, the French society was divided into 3 estates, and only the third estate paid the taxes. The societies of estate was part of the feudal system. The old regime is used to describe the society and institutions of France before 1789. So now let's come to the 3 estates. The first estate was so called as clergy, which consisted of priests and crook representatives. The second estate consisted of nobles and were called as nobility. The third estate, who only paid all taxes, consisted of peasants, artisans, etc. The first 2 estates had special privileges and did not pay the taxes, but the third estate paid taxes but did not have privileges. The nobles even had feudal privileges, which included feudal dues which was collected from peasants. Even the crook extracted the taxes, which are called the tithes, which comprised 1/10 of the agriculture produce which was collected from the peasants. And the third estate had to pay taxes to state, which included the direct tax called the taille, and even indirect taxes were extracted on the products they buy like salt, tobacco. As the taxes were paid by third estate, there was a lot of burden on them. I hope you enjoyed the video. The next part of this video is coming soon. Bye for now.